I'm still very sick, so I'm going to kind of blow through this.
Let's do it.
I am fading like the strings in a violin quartet's rendition of Alanis Morissette's You Oughta Know. And you ought to know that going in. Well,
I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching Bridgerton, Season 2, Episode 5.
An Unthinkable Fate.
Still really liking the show a lot. It totally suits the type of show, the tropes, all of that. However, there is the obligatory. It is frustrating when we, the audience, can see so clear a solution and the characters all pretend that that's not a possibility.
Yeah, I also...
Is this what you were afraid of?
A little... I'm having a really hard time with how much Edwina believes she loves him.
You are. She's young. Just hand wave the whole thing away from me.
Sure. The issue for me is that now there are 3 episodes left, and I still have this horrible feeling in my gut that we're going to have a huge, I can't believe you betrayed me and fell in love with my fiance conversation.
Well, I mean, I guess we could, but I feel like this was this episode.
Edwina has no idea. Literally no idea.
Yeah.
And Kate has now ensured that the wedding is still going forward, even though Anthony was like, I'll do whatever I can so that she's not jilted in any way.
She is a proper match for Anthony. My God.
The self-sacrificing for your family. Get over it.
I was thinking the same thing when she just went in. It was as clunky and as sort of like...
There was no segue. She just was like, excellent potatoes. And also you ruined our family.
It perfectly suits the betrayal. I mean, you do get the sense that they have not spoken in the 20 years. And she has been quite literally waiting 20 years to do this. But it's... At
a fancy dinner with the Viscount Bridgerton?
It is checkers when she needs to be a minimum playing chess.
Regular chess. Lady Danbury is playing like 4D chess.
I'm a little bit surprised no one's turned on Lady Danbury because she knows all of this stuff, but no one's like, she knew about the...
But I was even wronger than I thought because it turns out only Kate has arranged this, and it's so that she can move back to India by herself.
So Mary didn't know.
It doesn't seem like it.
Mary's been very quiet, and I kind of realized this episode where I was like, here she is.
Yeah, I thank God, because I was like, what's the point of even what's even the point of having Mary if she's not going to do anything? Just like let them be like under the Lady Danbury.
It's just I definitely understand.
Wards is the word I was looking for.
I definitely understand, like I said, the tropes, this time period, this type of storytelling and all that. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, scandals have to be a dime a dozen. And at a certain point, it's like, is it really that taboo? Like,
well,
is it
also,
really...
especially
because they even said, they're like, maybe your bad attitude pissed off the queen.
Yeah.
Like,
after Anthony said the words, my mother and Lady Danbury will come up with a plan to end the engagement without anybody suffering a scandal, I would have been like, phew, thank God. So about you and me. Because they have both now acknowledged their feelings to themselves and each other. So they know they're in love with each other.
But only just now did they acknowledge it to each other. That's worth noting.
But
we've known this all along.
Right. But it's not like one of them is still in the dark. And so they just are like marching down the Green Mile towards this marriage.
They are both martyrs.
That's what
they're nailing each other to the cross.
I need like one of them to be a little more selfish.
Or for a third party to get involved and be like Eloise or something.
Well, Lady Danbury and
they're trying.
And Lady Violet are both trying so hard. Like Violet was like, we can figure a way out of this for you where she's not jilted. You clearly don't love her and you need to get out of this. And he just nothing.
Well, speaking of figuring ways out of things, what the fuck is Portia's plan? To just go with the fake rubies? Mm-hmm. That is risky and then also short term
and also solution. Some like embezzlement fraud.
Okay.
Because she basically was like, what did she asked, what did Lord Cowper want? So Cressida's father.
It's so funny sorry, I'm cutting off completely, but when they mentioned the like American ruby mines, part of me was like, yes, those rich American ruby mines.
Do we not?
I mean,
I don't know.
There's a reason fool's gold is a thing.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about the geology of America.
I mean, there's some, but...
Yeah. But basically she was like, Portia asked a cousin Jack, what was Lord Cowper doing here? And he was like, he wants to invest in the ruby mines. And she was like, oh, well, do that. And he was like, there's nothing in the mines. And she goes, what are they going to check? Are they going to go to America and check? Just do it. So basically she's like, round up all of the lords of the Ton and get them to invest in your nothing.
I will say, you know, given the socio-political climate of the past few years, that is
you know what? Do it.
A really viable plan these days.
Snaps for Portia. Eat
people
the rich.
People do not check these safeguards.
Yeah.
And so there's part of me that I just sort of, it's very Anna Delvey.
Yeah.
It's very VIP.
Yeah.
Because like I said, part of me is sort of like, my God. And part of me is but also sort of like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. It feels.
You're right. I mean, it still is sort of a short-term solution still, where it's like, at some point you'll have to return the investment. So you'll have to put some of the money towards something that's going to bring you back money to pay your people, or you'll still be left in ruin.
Do you remember that tweet after Rogue One came out where they're like, it makes the beginning of episode 4 even funnier?
Oh,
because Princess Leia's literally the getaway car.
Yeah.
And the cops show up to arrest her and she looks him straight in the eye. Is like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's like they followed her there.
From Alderaan.
It gives me that vibe that Portia's going to be like, what rubies? I never said, are there any rubies in this house?
Never seen a ruby a day in my life.
I guess Benedict's not gay. I was really...
He had sex with like 3 ladies at once last season.
I had 10 eggs in that basket.
I told you not to.
Okay. It's
been 23 years. I don't know why I still expect you to listen to me.
It's just right there. It's like, why would you not do this? Because even, like, this is how in denial I was. It was even to the point where when he walks in and that woman is drawing a man, I was like, they're going to bond over the male figure. That is how in denial I was.
So, even my big lesbian energy with Eloise is out the window because she's hardcore flirting with that newspaper boy.
I think that's cute. I think that'll go.
It is cute.
What's Penelope's issue?
She thinks that Eloise is still after Lady Whistledown.
Oh, I was like, because she was taking this personally, and other than like her friends sort of like jilting her, which fair.
Yeah.
But I was like, she seems really.
She thinks she's still after Lady Whistledown because she keeps going back to Bloomsbury, but she went to that the assembly rooms where they're and also it's like it's pre-suffrage in England, but it's like the beginning, like the rumblings of the starting of it, I think. So
they had that other suitor for Kate.
Yeah, the same one from episode 2.
It just feels notable that he was back.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's going to come back.
Yeah.
It is interesting. So I get, and I actually really like the gimmick that each season sort of focuses on a different Bridgerton, but I do like that it's not exclusively. Like, I do like that the other people and characters carry through. So we might not end this season with everything completely fixed. Do you know what I mean? It could carry over to season 3 or...
I think this love story will be finished.
We'll see. We got 3 episodes, and they're long. That's not a complaint, but that's ample time.
Like, I think this one at 58 minutes was the shortest one so far.
The Queen is hosting the wedding. It's a big deal. Yeah, I was not impressed with Mrs. Sheffield.
No, well, but Mr. Sheffield was Rupert Giles, Anthony Stewart Head.
Again, it's like the last thing the show needs is more characters, but it's like that there was meat on them, their bones, and it was a one.
You mean to tell me you brought Rupert Giles into your show and then you threw him in the garbage with 2 hands? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, this was my issue with WandaVision, where I was like, you have
Anya Christina Emanuela Jenkins born on the 4th of July and you just throw her in the garbage like that?
Like, you have Emma Caulfield. Why are you doing nothing with her? And you were like, she's not a thing to other people.
No, she's a thing to us. It's not everybody.
So Benedict did sleep with that lady.
He stripped right down immediately, and she was wearing an amazing dress. Just as he had sex with 3 ladies at once last season. I can't stress that enough. I'm just saying. What?
I've had sex with.
I just it was at the party when he realized his friend was gay.
That feels like the bigger magnifying glass. I don't know. I'm just so completely. I'm like, bleh, bleh. That whore.
You straights. She's also like, I mean, so far she's sort of nobody. We don't know anything about her. So we'll see.
Will was in this episode. What was he talking about?
Oh, they're just trying to get guys in the club. His wife is trying a little hard. He seems really butthurt about it. And he's like, I should be working, not this. And she's like, this is working, dipshit. Like, you need to recruit more people to come to your club or else it won't be successful. I just sort of do wish that if you're going to make this person a character, then do it, you know? 'Cause this is only the second episode he's been in this season. It's sort of like, what are we doing here? And then,
well, unless he's going to be like an ongoing plot.
And then obviously the secret came out.
Benedict's boxing coach in the next episode because Benedict's so in the next season because Benedict's so butch now.
He's not. He remains an artist. The secret came out that, like I said, presumably it was Kate that was arranging it with the Sheffields that she would get an inheritance or someone would get an inheritance as long as Edwina married. And she basically was like, but if I marry Anthony, it won't matter. We can still take care of you. As if Anthony's the richest person or the only rich person. He's definitely the richest person.
Well, but also the Bridgertons are like well liked. And it was, I mean, it was odd for him to go so hard for the Sharmas and then piece the fuck out. But
yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. Like I said, 3 more episodes.
It's like a scandal in the making. And I don't know. I'm even a little more frustrated because it's like the Edwina part is really bumming me out because I don't like that she's convinced herself she's fully in love with him. They are also just clearly not suited to each other. He even said it like one or two episodes ago. He was like, "You're very amiable," and she's like, "Oh, but I do have a mind of my own." And it's like, "Do you though?" Like, I'm not convinced.
She does.
I don't know. So we end off with apparently Kate basically sacrificing herself for her sister's happiness, and Anthony is like, "Oh, I guess, okay." So we'll see. 3 more left. We'll be back.
Anyway,
we'll be back.